Hello, and welcome to Morris Minor Restoration Part 40-something. I have no idea what it is. It's 44 or 45, one of them. Today, I tackled the fuel pump again, because the fuel pump in this thing, I put an electric-powered one, and that thing blew out. It destroyed itself. So it would not work, and I couldn't get it to work. I ripped it apart trying to fix it, and I wound up whipping it on the ground because it was chips that were blown. And if I was going to buy the chip, it would have been more than the fuel pump if I were to buy it new. So I just threw that fuel pump in the garbage, and I didn't have any money to buy a new electric fuel pump. So what I did was I put the old one back together. I JB welded it back together to fix it, and oh boy, was it very difficult to do. Now I have to get out of the car to show these to you. But these are the diaphragms that I tried to make right here. These are the diaphragms that I tried to make to fix this fuel pump, and one wound up working. They all would have worked except for one of them, because I'll get into that later. But they wound up not working because I used the wrong hole punch, and that's what you got to be careful of. So I'll just get out of the car and show these to you. Okay. So what the original diaphragms were made of is this. This is one of the original diaphragms. There were two of them. I have both of them right here. These are neoprene. Now, I believe they're neoprene. If I look at the texture, they look pretty neoprene-y. And this worked very well as a diaphragm, moving up and down and flexible. It only went bad because it's so degraded and old from sitting for years and being unused that it actually degraded, and once gas hit it again, it basically destroyed itself. But there were two of those sandwiched together between two metal plates is how that diaphragm was made. So, since these were bad, I decided to try to make one out of leather, which you saw in an earlier restoration video of the 40s when I did the fuel pump. Here's that leather diaphragm. As you can see, it's brown now because I covered it in grease to try to fix this. And then I wiped it off because I thought grease would help it stop. But I realized after I put it together that it wasn't doing anything. And for some reason, it had been folded down like this into the cup where all the machining is. So that wouldn't have worked. And I think it was folded like that because these holes weren't exactly right. So that didn't work. And I thought, this probably wouldn't have worked anyway because it would probably just soak through because I don't think it's real leather. So once I did that, took that out, I decided, hey, wetsuit swimsuits are made of neoprene. Neoprene right here. These are neoprene wetsuit swimsuits. I thought they were made of neoprene, so I cut some out of an old one that we had. But then I realized that this isn't real neoprene. Just this little bit on the front. This front very, very thin bit is neoprene. The rest of it is fabric, and it just ate through this and just leaked everywhere. So that didn't work. It wound up just dissolving through here and just leaked, and that didn't work. So I thought, why don't they make diaphragms out of rubber? Because rubber, they make the hoses out of rubber, the fuel hose. I can just grab one right here. They make the fuel hoses out of rubber. Why couldn't a diaphragm be rubber? So what I did was I cut some rubber out of an old tire tube that I had. If you remember, when these tires at the front went flat in the car, I didn't buy new tires, I just put tubes in them because it was the cheaper alternative. So, what I did, hold on. Okay, so, sorry about the camera there, it went wrong a little bit. But, so what happened was I replaced the tubes in here because these are supposed to be tubeless tires, but I put tubes in them because they're cheaper than buying new tires. And I bought them from Amazon.com, and Amazon's quality control isn't the best, and one of the tubes had 28 holes in it, 29 holes in it. And that was just unacceptable. So, But I got a refund from Amazon and I went out and bought myself another tube. But I saved the 28 hole tube, not because I'm a hoarder, because I thought I might need it. I'm not a hoarder, I think. I don't know. But I thought I might have needed it, and I did. But this has a major defect in it, and that is that these holes are too big. They seep through. So what I had to do was I had to get my original neoprene gasket. I mean neoprene, I'm just going to call it something else. What is it called? I keep forgetting. Diaphragm. It's a diaphragm. Neoprene diaphragm. And what I had to do was cut out some more of this rubber, 2 squares worth. And what I did was I taped the rubber together so it would stay in place. And I covered the diaphragm in tape. Taped it to the rubber. And I punched the holes exactly where they are in exactly the same size. And that seems to have worked. So I'm going to show you the fuel pump now. Okay. Here's the fuel pump in the car. Now it's all hooked up with the hoses and everything. There it is down there, covered in JB Weld, because it came out, the thing was so bad. But you can see the diaphragm right there. Right there, if I can show this to you. Right there, that black thing is the diaphragm. And if I can go underneath the car, I can show you. It's covered in JB Weld and everything because it was cracked. But she will work, and I'll show that to you. Oh, and just in other news, I have put a steering knob on the steering wheel because I found it and I thought it was neat. Okay, so we will see if the car will run. No leaking. That's really good. You can see it kind of filling up the you can see it filling up the. So the fuel pump works, and now I have to clean up all these tools and put the car back together, like the interior. Thanks for watching.